Welcome back to Toys on Tap. This week is incredible because it's our first ever artist coming in from Russia. We have a big listener base in Russia, in Moscow, and we've never had a toy artist that I've gotten in contact with. But Sergey Safonov has come on and talked about his long-standing career in making art. We start out talking about what it looks like to grow up in the Iron Curtain era, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, pop culture floods, and he is able to travel to the US, to Japan, and everything changes when he sees a comic and toy store in Chicago. If you want more Toys on Tap, you can follow, rate, review wherever you get podcasts. It helps us because that gets it out to more people. If you want to follow us, you can follow us on all socials at Toys on Tap. We put all these interviews on YouTube, so we're pumped about that. We've got better quality now. Things are working out great. The sound is good. It's only taken us 5 years, but here we are. If you want to support the show even more, patreon.com/toysontap. That's where you get all the extra goodies when we produce them. We're still working on some of the issues with that and what we want to happen there. Thank you so much for staying on and supporting the show. Now let's get to this week's episode of Toys on Tap. I am so excited. You are my first artist that has come on from Russia, from that area. I have a listener base that's in Moscow, and you are the first one, and I have so much to talk to you about because I want to hear so much about the different things of world building and character design and all of those things, because you kind of take it to an expert level, and it's pretty intense. Like, I've had to watch a lot of videos about you, and I've seen a lot of the stuff. I translated your website into English so I could go through it. So I'm really excited. So yeah, thanks for making this happen with me.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you so much.
It's super helpful. First things first, on every episode, what we do is we for sure have to have you introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what you do.
It will be a little different from what you already usually hear. But yeah, I'm Sergey Safonov. I'm based in Moscow, Russia. I'm a character designer and artist. I'm doing it for over the 20 years. And when I started, it was a little different because I wasn't a artistic child. I didn't draw when I was a kid. There was nothing like this in my childhood. Actually, I was more into music when I was a kid, and I started drawing in 1996, I guess. I was an artist for underground groups that was formed on the internet. So it was like a demo scene and art scene. And pretty much before the internet, there was a BBS scene when people called one another with a computer.
Yeah.
And those BBSs needed some graphics that was made in text mode, like you're drawing in a little triangles and letters and so-called ASCII, ASCII art. I don't know if it's still a thing, but yeah, and I was drawing for those BBSs. And when I was a kid, I was born in Soviet Union in 1976. I'm 50 years old, and there was no like the pop culture, of course,
Yeah.
and there was no Hollywood and stuff like this. We don't have
Right.
like all those amazing properties you had, like cartoons and some fun toys to play with. It was pretty much all based around the classic culture. Like I've seen Nutcracker ballet like 15 times when I was a kid.
I do not love the Nutcracker.
Yeah, yeah.
I've seen it a lot. I am interested in this idea that so you're bringing up something that is so new for me and for some
Mhm.
of these listeners. Growing up, born, you said 1976.
Yeah.
1976, born in Russia. Uh,
Soviet Union, yes.
yeah, Soviet Union at that time. Very closed off, very different cultural climate. no pop culture-esque. So let's let's start at the basics and then we're gonna expand this a little bit. Like,
Yeah, okay, okay.
tell me the toys that you had, if they're like what toys looked like for you as a kid growing up. So 1976, that's we're talking the first runs of Star Wars and stuff is coming out in
Mhm.
the US and all over the world. So tell me what that looks like for you.
Yeah, for like the little disclaimer. So Iron Curtain, it's
Uh-huh.
not just the name, it's a real Iron Curtain. So nothing, pretty much nothing came through. Like in my school, one kid in the whole school had one Lego figure, like one little Lego figure.
One.
That's it. Yes.
Holy
And
moly.
in another school I went to, there was one kid whose parents was a diplomat or something. He had one He-Man figure, but he never played with it. It was like the treasured
Yeah.
possession that was holded in the like glass enclosure in his home. And we went to see him, and it was something like appeared from a different planet.
Yeah.
In terms of toys, there was a lot of pretty much military-based toys, like the toy tanks, toy
Mm.
soldiers. I had a plenty of those. Also, there was what else? Like I know it's pretty much pretty popular on the internet right now. It's like plastic figurines that made of vacuum forming,
Yeah.
like it's very simplistic shaped. It's
Mm.
pretty much what it formed me as an artist. But I didn't play with them. It was like pretty much the how to call this, like interior decoration in this hospitals, in the libraries and stuff. So it's like the huge figures that was made of um, how to call this? It's a sheet of plastic and formed with the vacuum, and it's very simple, like bubbles. And you probably saw those, like a huge crocodile like
Mm.
this. It's
Oh
pretty,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
similar to Safubi. It's little Chiburashka figures and little onion kid figures. There was a lot of different applications of this technique was projected to
Mm.
different types of toys. There was plushes, wooden like building blocks
Yeah.
but it's pretty much it. So we had a very huge variety. So
We're
it was.
talking so end of
Mhm.
70s and it goes through
Yeah,
the 80s. I mean, cartoons and all that kind of stuff is booming everywhere.
yeah, yeah.
Um, as you are growing up, you get to like 1986 and like 10 years old. What is cartoons and kind of like did it start to seep in a little bit more
Mhm.
as the Iron Curtain started to like deteriorate a little bit?
Not really, not really,
Okay.
because actually we have a very strong and very artistic and unique animation school here in Russia.
Okay.
So you probably saw something. If you don't, please educate yourself because it's very, very beautiful and
Yeah.
artistic expression, as I said, and a very strong character design and voice work and music. So Soviet cartoons was something that is very, like I don't know, like very foundational and still inspirational for me and past generations of kids as well. Um, well, when Iron Curtain starting to fall down, it was pretty much start of the 90s. So I
Okay.
was 15 years old, and there was, I don't know, like 1 hour of Disney cartoons a week. So there was like DuckTales,
Yeah.
Blackwing, Chip and
Uh
Dale, this
yeah,
kind of, yeah,
the best
this,
ones.
yeah, these ones.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. They was dubbed in Russian uh, very carefully, as I can
Yeah.
say. So I was watching originals a little later, and I was surprised how well original material was transferred into onto the Russian soil.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was 15 years old, and that time I wasn't interested in cartoons anymore. I was interested in punk rock and girls, and
Yeah.
and yeah, and all those pretty much like childish inspirations was formed before that period. So pretty much before the Soviet Union collapsed.
Yeah.
So somehow I get this wired in my DNA. So I'm one leg when I was formed, one leg, and live in a like the Soviet Union, probably something that was formed me as a person. But capitalism is something, still something new to me.
Yeah. There's an
Yeah.
incredible story about
Thank you.
the game Tetris. They made a not a documentary, a
It was a
mockumentary.
documentary, yeah, and there was a mockumentary, and there was the feature film about it,
Yeah,
and also, yeah, what was interesting because I was one of the first and early players in Tetris because friends of my parents worked in the same institute, pretty much the same laboratory that was Alexei Pazhentov worked at
that's
the
incredible.
yeah. And it was like the old Soviet computers, text-based ones, and there was magnetophone tapes that was used to share all the programs and applications. Yeah, and when we went to seeing friends of my parents, I was playing in Tetris and was late 80s. It
You are a
was
living,
pretty interesting.
breathing archive, which is
Yeah,
so
yeah,
helpful. I loved
yeah.
that movie.
That's interesting.
Um, I mean, going into the punk rock scene and like getting into girls, like in the US, what it becomes is like you get rid of all your toys, you get rid of all those things, and sometimes you shift to that and skateboarding, and those are kind of the things.
Yeah.
So you get into the punk rock scene. When does art kind of awaken for you?
As I said, it was 1996,
Okay.
because after I was deeply involved in music and all this different stuff that happened
Mhm.
in the early 90s here in Moscow. It was a hard time, but very, very special and
Yeah.
unforgettable. I was discovered computers. In 1995, I was uh, getting a modem. I was calling all those BBSs. I came to the early internet
Mhm.
when there was no browser. It was also text mode browsing. So you put in a web address and there was a page of the textual information. So you
Yeah.
can read it. So it's pretty interesting. Yeah, and we formed a little collective
Mhm.
of like-minded people who was interested in different ways. So some was an artist, some was musicians, coders, and we created a little group, and we been artistic as a group for the next 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. I mean, so in 96, I was 6 years old. So
Yeah.
when you're finding your art like vibe, I am just beginning to eat cereal in front of the TV, and um that is okay, so tell me about this art collective and
Mhm.
this like-minded thing, because I mean, the internet, what people forget, especially now, is like the internet kind of sucked early on. Like there wasn't a lot that was going on, but it was also the Wild West where you can kind of fit
Well,
if you
West
knew
is a
how to
good thing,
code.
no?
Yeah, I mean, if you knew how to code and do whatever the website building was at that time, you could build some incredible stuff. And so tell me about this art collective.
Yeah. So what we did is like we had the several of our BBSs. BBS is bulletin board system. That is a software that's running on your computer and connected to your telephone line.
Mhm.
And people from whatever can call you. Computer will answer, and there is an information system, and it's on your computer. And you host their message board and files and all this kind of stuff. And what we did as a so as I said, the collective was formed in the uh, various types of artists, and we create monthly packs. So everybody's active for a month, and
Mhm.
everything that was done in a month get zipped into archive and put somewhere to the internet. So people who are in the same scene but from different countries could download that zip, unzip it, and see whatever you did for the past month. It was pretty interesting, and there was art, there was music. There was little pieces of code, so-called demos, when you launch an exe file on your computer, and there is a pretty graphics, some 3D objects rotating, and some fancy music playing. It's very, very interesting. And there was a lot of groups like this all over the world, pretty much the United States, who started all this scene, and some people who are was active at that scene, still active till today. Someone, as I know, is an toy artist, but I can't remember the names. Yeah, so and it was a rivalry, it was politics, it was like all constant fighting, who's better, who's not,
Yeah, yeah.
who did what, and it was very, very uh, beautiful times.
I like there's something fun about rivalry and who's better and compete, like all that stuff. It just builds better things, which I absolutely love.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
it is such an interesting time to talk through that. So you do this. How long do you stay with this collective? And then when you start to like leave this collective, you have this artistic thing that's built in you then. So like, where are we headed? What is the things that we're starting to turn our artistic energy towards?
Uh, Actually, I tried to analyze when I got this, but I don't know. Probably it's all those Soviet cartoons
Yeah.
and urge to create
Yeah.
that was channeled into the art. But yeah, I was with the collective for 5 maybe years. Then we with my friend from Belgium, we formed another group that is still active till today, without my participation, unfortunately, but still active for
Mhm.
over 20 years. But it's like a group dynamic, you know. The groups form, groups collapses, so different things happens. So the group collapsed, and I was uh, like channeling my creativity more into design, graphic design, web design. It was a thing back then. People was interested in like creating new things on the internet, and there was a dot-com boom. I was getting some clients during that period, and after the dot-com crash, some of my clients disappeared, but one of them started to think about like doing a design on the web is not a thing anymore because everything tears down, and let's switch to something else. Let's start doing in animation. That was interesting segue, and yeah, I gathered group of modelers and animators and people who worked with the render and technical stuff, and we created a small animation studio that is for several years was producing animation and animation pilots for an American client. I was traveling there to get a budget to like present the results of our work, and that's how I discovered toys. And during
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and during the this animation period, I was soaked into the animation, like a process of creating it, like the character design, environment design,
Mhm.
storytelling, and all those different aspects. And I was hooked with the character design and the storytelling. I was into comic books, but not the like superhero comic books, Marvel and DC, but more like underground comics, like how it's called, uh, graphic novels,
Yeah.
like top shelf books and Fantagraphics and all this uh, beautiful publishers. And yeah, and when I was in Chicago for a first time, I was in the Chicago Comics bookstore. I hope it's still active. And there was all those beautiful Hong Kong toys that was imported, like early Scary Girl toys, like some Japanese stuff. And I was like, oh my God, there is a Jimmy Corrigan figure that
Mhm.
was main character from the comics of Chris Ware. Uh, Artist, and I was, oh my god, it's my favorite comics, but it's still a toy and it's a character, and that's it. And something wired in my head, and after that, the rest is history.
I mean, it's amazing. So getting up to this point when you're working with these different teams, you can
Mhm.
see that you're already into this like beginnings of world building. Like you think in systems, you think in design, you think in building teams, and you see that as that flows to animation then. And so it doesn't shock me what the rest of your career kind of looks like because I like talking toys, like this is where we shine, right?
Mhm.
And so you see this first toy of your the comic book that you love. What does this do for your brain? Right? Like all of a sudden you realize like things can become toys. What now?
Yeah, that's it. There is a actually if thinking about it, it was like the spiral movement because all those beautiful Soviet animation, as I told you about, they also with transferred into toys because it was something. It probably wasn't that interesting, like to play with, to hold on to, but still there's recognizable characters from the movies you love. And right now, when I'm in Chicago, I'm 27 years old. I'm seeing the same. So I love this comic book, and I see this character, and it's pretty much the same as I had as a kid. It's not a direct parallel. It's not a direct connection, probably, but it is something that I have this like the aha moment, uh, or something that rewired my brain. That was so it's everything. It's how to call this? It's everything happening in the same period and the same time. So
Yeah.
there is a story, there is a drawings, there is a character path, there is an artist who's behind it, and it's happening all the same time. And it's not one serving another, but one is elevating another. Or if I hope you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
What
yeah.
year is this when this is happening?
20, 2002
Okay.
probably, or
So that's
2003. Yeah. Mhm.
early on. We can track back. So with like resin toys, sold at like as art, we can track back pretty far. There was one made in 1989,
Mhm.
of a frozen Walt figure.
Yeah, I saw that.
Uh, incredible, incredible piece. I have the one from 1996. I don't have the early one.
Oh.
And they sold like 1,000 of them. And so so this is still really early on in the making of toys as art and stuff. So
Mhm.
you see all this character design and all this flow happening at the same time. When do you start making your stuff?
In 2005.
Yeah, so
Uh,
that's real early.
yeah, so I was hooked right away because
Yeah,
several times after this Chicago trip, life-changing Chicago trip,
yeah.
I was traveling into the United States several times. Then I went to Japan, but I was soccer pretty much back then, and I saw all these amazing stuff, but I couldn't really understand because like there was like early bounty hunter stuff, there
Mhm.
was early bear bricks, and all this different stuff that I love now. But then I was like very interested to look at it. And yeah, and after this animation studio collapsed, there was financial problems. I started to think about what I should do next, and this uh, probably will be toys. And what will it cost to create a little toy store in Moscow? And pretty much the same time, I was starting to think about how to make my toy store and also how to make my toys. And this discovery is pretty much uh, being moved in parallel. So I started the store in February of 2005, and first toy was released in the summer of 2005. Uh,
Oh, I have so many questions. So
sure,
when
sure.
we talk about Toy Store, so in
Uh-huh.
the US, Toy Store, kind of like Toys R Us, like it's just manufactured product, commercial
Yeah,
production, those types of things. And then you have places like Toy Tokyo in New York, and it's like
amazing
art
place.
toys and
Hmm. In France, in Paris.
designer toys and things. So tell me, when you talk about wanting to do a store,
Hmm.
what do you mean toy store for you?
It means I get everything I was so passionate about from abroad, like from the United States and Hong Kong back then, because Hong Kong was still a scene in early 2000s before it collapsed uh, and and rebuilt again. Uh, So I was thinking about when I'm going there to the overseas and collecting those stuff, probably some people in Moscow might be interested in it. And what I did, I just like out of the blue sent a pack of emails to the people I was involved with in the scene back then. So I was buying for myself even before, even after I traveled. So I mail ordered some
Mhm.
stuff, and that's it. I made a website and imported some great stuff from Hong Kong, from Strange Co. That was active back then, and different uh, manufacturers, and opened a wholesale account with Kid Robot and Toy Tokyo and Yoshi and all the beautiful people who helped me back then, and Little Dove, of course.
Yeah, that's amazing. So,
Yeah,
how long does this store open or stay open for?
it
And
was five
then,
years.
okay, which
Mhm.
is incredible. And then while this is happening, you're also beginning to make toys,
Yes.
which, from doing research, it looks like you stayed with resin a lot.
I'm still doing the resin because
Okay.
I don't like this segregation with the materials.
Mhm.
To me, it's all the characters, no matter what technique it was made with. But yeah, the resin is something that is available to me still to this day, and because all those beautiful factories that was producing in Moscow all those plastic toys. There was demolished. Unfortunately, there is no steel production method like this because I was searching vigorously for a manufacturer who could take my designs and create them here in Moscow. But if only like 7 or 10 years they could hold up, so probably we will have a Russian scene of very different production method and different designs. But unfortunately, those factories was demolished. And yeah, I'm trying to produce locally. The problem is I'm very bad with saving money for huge projects, so
Yeah.
that's why I'm not going to Japan or China to produce my stuff. But it is something for saved for later, I guess.
Yeah. Tell me about this first toy that you make. So 2005, really
uh,
early on in the scene. What'd you
yeah,
make?
it's a Guma character. It's a little. I can go on my. Unfortunately, it's not on my website, but on my Instagram. Anyway, it's a little guy whose head shaped differently every time because I came up with this. First, it was a question because all those key figurines, if you remember those platform key figures,
Mhm.
all of them had a different heads, but there was no explanation why the
Right.
key has a different heads, and also the Kubricks and and I came up with a story when this uh, uh, living fruit who's growing up on a fictional tree, Guma tree. He's alive and he's going and traveling and he's dying. And when he's dying, the nut inside of his head going out as a new sprout, uh, as a new tree, and because he's traveled so far away, there's different climate and different soil properties, and the shape and his head got shaped differently, and this fruit is uh, uh, like growing. He's getting alive. He's continuing his travel, and during his travels, there is a diary. He's having with him, and this diary, and this is something that connects all those generations of the Guma characters, because when he's getting alive after this, he's getting this diary that was written by the previous generation. He's okay. This is who I am. This is what my story about, and he continues the travel. And I written a lot of like five stories about him. I illustrated and published 3 of them. And this last year, Guma was 20 years old, and I'm recreating him in a little different technique. So it's um, will be a little easier to produce and to continue my story.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry for a little gibberish, but
No, I love it. I love it.
but
This is what it's
it was
for. Uh, uh, Even how you talk about characters and character design, it's not just a character for you. It's a narrative.
yeah,
It's stories. It's beyond just the single character, which is different in how people design toys a lot. And so it's incredible to see that the stories that just keep coming out of this. Some of the things I saw, um, you had some like what looked like wood figurines that were made. You
yeah,
had a notebook that was like, so full disclosure, I don't speak Russian
of
anything.
course.
So, and some of the videos are in Russian. And
Yeah,
so I'm just kind of gleaning from what I'm watching instead of understanding fully. But you have a book that is shown in one of them where it is character after character drawn in it. And let's pause right there. If you're looking to get advertising, if you're looking to find a way to have people talk about upcoming releases, upcoming toys, a toy store, something toy related, or something that's not toy related, but you absolutely want people to do it, reach out to us, send us a DM, send us an email. We would love to work with you. We will bring on sponsors, and we've done it before, but now we do our own reads, and I don't do music things much anymore. And so if this describes you, shoot us an email, toysontappodcast@gmail.com. We want to get in touch with you. Now let's get back to the episode. It like full of all of these things. And so tell
mhm.
me about this beginning of world building and what that actually means for you, because it's kind of changing how you design these characters.
Yeah. So there is a two motions in parallel. So one, when I started in 2005, I'm constantly practicing. So
Mhm.
previously I had this Moleskine with me when I'm scribbling characters every day. Right now I'm scribbling on my iPad. So there is a new character every day, at least one, maybe more. And I created a project that called Tiny Black Flag, and there is a new character every day that I'm putting out, like the exercise. But when you draw so much, when you see the repeating patterns in what you do, you start thinking about why this character appeared, what's interesting about him, what's the reason, and why you was you how to call this. Uh, why you acquired it from the noosphere or or the cosmos or something, and yeah, and all those patterns started to uh, like ball rolling, like a snowball, and you coming up with different ideas that why this character shaped this way and what story behind him. And as you said, pretty much it's pretty much correctly. So all of my characters, they have a reason behind them. There is a little story behind them. There is a little like uh, yeah, the reason behind them is a correct word. Yeah, and there was like this Guma, when he travels, there's all the different types of characters that appear during his travels. Like he made those moon wanderers, and I made them as a toys, like the little animals that travel in boats on the dark side of the earth when there's always night, the creatures of always night. And there was another character that was drawn in my sketchbook over and over, like Godot. It's the half man, half bird that looks so good. So
Mhm.
all the doors open before him, so he's never can be alone. It's a blessing and his problem. And also, there's little cats, Kisa Cuckoo, which is Kisa is trying something new every day, and she transforms into something new she's trying right now. So there's a body is a objects, and head is a kitten head. It's a little project like this. Yeah,
Incredible.
yeah, and all those little experiments, they go pretty much from the daily routine of practicing character design, but also uh, inspiration got from all over the place. But I'm trying to have again have a reason behind the character, so it's not just an aesthetic object. It's not just the object of nostalgia or something. And also, I'm like, I don't know why, but I'm also, probably it's because of my Soviet heritage. I'm always getting the hardest path because hardest path because it's all the original characters. I'm not based on like existing properties. It's
Mhm.
not a caricature. It's not a social commentary and stuff like this. And explaining all the new non-existing thing to a new audience every time is a challenge.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it's incredible. And then I read an article about something you created. The article came out in 2011, so the toy line essentially that you created came out between 2005 and 2011. Tell me about the flirps.
Yeah.
They're like they're unique in that they're different shapes. Each one is something different. It has like the roundness, the expressiveness, yet they are all simple in paint. So tell me about this design.
Ah, that's interesting. Its inspiration to this came from two opposite directions. The first one was um, they are part of a story that's not written yet. There is a little forest dwellers who take hostages and make them do what they don't like to do. So they caught the Guma,
Mhm.
the first character, and made them to made him to work on some building or something. So he was hostage for some time. And those little tree dwellers, I was thinking about how to draw them, and in parallel, I was a little tired of plastic.
Mhm.
2011, and I'm already tired of casting resin, but still. And I was introduced to porcelain factory here in Moscow, and I was asking them about the process and the uh, how to create molds, how to design for porcelain uh, porcelain thing should be done. So
Mhm.
there is no undercuts and there is no like tiny little details. And I was coming up with designs for flurps, having this in mind. So probably those will be the characters I could work in a porcelain with. And I created I don't know, like 12, maybe 15. I went with the designs to the factory. We picked the ones that will be easier and uh, easier to produce. And pretty much that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the first there was a story, there was a mystery about how they should be portrayed, how the characters will look, and then the production method of at the porcelain factory formed these characters for me and for all of you. That's it.
They're so unique. I'm gonna pull them up right now just so I can see them again. Um, I don't understand how they have so no one will see this. We'll have to post pictures about them and stuff throughout the week, but they are only three colors essentially, maybe only two. Brown and green are the ones I'm looking at. And the eyes might be black, but they could just be brown. And they are so unique and being so simplistic but so expressive.
Yeah, there was also, yeah, there was resin casts of them.
Mhm.
I cast them and painted them, but I don't know. Thank you very much for recognizing
Yeah.
the work that was put into those toys. But I don't know. It was pretty natural. So I was uh, very inspired by those uh, uh, those artisans who work at the porcelain factory, and I was trying to create something that will be alive, like from the first pool, because there was no like 3D prototyping back then. There was no back and forth process, pretty much. So I was thinking how to make those that so uh, they will look good from the first pull out of those gypsum forms that
Mhm.
they will create. Sorry if again if it's a little gibberish. It was
No,
so
no, this
long
is
time ago. I'm trying to remember how
yeah,
excited I
it's
was. But
perfect
yeah,
because
thank you so much.
it's I don't know, like there one of the dreams I have making comic books is tough in general because that industry is just a different beast. But one of my things that I want to do at some point is make a comic book where all that no one says anything in it, but the characters are all expressive enough to
Yeah.
like work together and do the things. And I see that in those characters, which is cool. So that's around like 2011.
Yep.
So we still have about 15 years to cross. What was
That's a
like the
long story. Yes.
we have the closure of the toy store. We
Uh-huh.
have moving more into resin. Where do we head? Because tell me about the art scene or the toy scene that exists in Moscow or in Russia as a whole.
You mean right now or back then?
Back then, maybe a little bit of now as well.
Uh, yeah, back then it was interesting because with my store, it's called Lunokhod One.
Hmm.
It's named after the moon robot that was sent to the moon a while back. Uh, um, it was I made a 10 custom show exhibitions, custom show events during this period. So 2 events 1 year, and uh, and there is was a lot of people who was interested in customizing toys and creating their own plush toys because plastic was pretty hard and still pretty hard, but back then it was hardest, I believe. And there was a lot of artists who did plush toys. And unfortunately, I was thinking and I was hoping that the scene will continue to move on after the store will be closed, and I'm not acting as a like the organizer on all of
Hmm.
those things. But unfortunately, only one artist who started creating back then still active. All the others tried and disappeared as an artists. Um right now, it's much easier because 3D printers, modeling software on the iPad, also the internet hype and all this kind of thing. And right now, there's a lot of people who's doing their toys, but there is something for me. I'm not a big fan of 3D printed toys
Hmm.
as a mean of reproduction. So it's good for a prototype. It's good for a single release. But when 3D printer used as a production method, there is something wrong with it, in my opinion. I don't know why, because probably because I know how brittle it is, and how the process is still far from ideal.
Hmm.
But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of pretty interesting character designers. I'm on my YouTube channel. I'm trying to interview some of them. Uh, uh, it is in Russian, but there is subtitles, and probably a little later it will be translated with AI. So I hope it will reach the global audience as well. Uh, so yeah, and when the store closed, there was an interesting time because I was thinking about what's next. Because there's also duality in my head. So
Hmm.
I cannot just create my own stuff. I need to do something for the public or for like expansion of this scene into new grounds. So when I'm was running this store and its website, there was interesting effect. I saw this interesting effect when uh, one of the popular pages on the website was the part that was holding the all the toys that was sold out. So the people not just going in to buy stuff to look what's new, but they going back and see what they missed and what's not available anymore. And seeing this user pattern, I created another website that was the premier, like the database for all the designer toys that was produced. So there was database for artists, manufacturers, those different stuff. Was called Rotocasted. It was active for almost 15 years, and it collapsed a couple of years ago. And yeah, and what I did for the after the shop was closed, I was experimenting in the different materials. I was worked in porcelain, wood, uh, plastic, of course, and creating characters on a constantly, in a
That's
constant. Yeah.
incredible. Do you, I mean, it kind of gets us closer to modern era.
Mhm.
Um, are you working as a full-time artist right now?
Unfortunately, not. I
Okay.
have a day job, but from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. and on the weekends, I'm a toy artist and producer, and
Yeah.
uh, unfortunately, I have to juggle my time.
Yeah. I mean, you are lucky in that um when everything did open up, you were flying to the US or flying to Japan and flying all over and you've got a glimpse of it and you're now back in Moscow and there's all these toy shows that happen all over the world. And are you trying to be a part of some of these? Do you fly to these shows? What does that look like for you in your current art career?
In current, it's pretty much non-existent.
Okay.
I'm trying to overcome it because of the current political situation.
Yeah.
But back then, I was in Decon in 2011. It was pretty much fun. I went to take on UK several times. Uh, so yeah, unfortunately, this time, if you're not participating in the live shows, you're pretty much non-existent to the scene because internet is not the same as the seeing your customers
Right.
face to face, like networking with the like-minded people and stuff. Because when I was traveling in early 2010s to the United States specifically, there was so much, I don't know, so much discussion, so much like live energy to me that I'm not having here in Russia because it's
Yeah.
very niche and small and pretty much not existing for a general public stuff. That's what I'm doing, and going out there to see like-minded people and I don't know, discuss business, discuss uh, like uh, uh, like buyer patterns, like discussing art, seeing all those new pieces live. It's very unique and interesting.
Yeah. Not to get too political with all that stuff,
Mhm.
but is flying out almost impossible right now?
It is possible. Impossible is getting a visa.
Okay.
Yeah. So every time the problem with traveling to all those shows, like every time I need to go to embassy, I need to get a visa. There is a passport. There's travel expenses. So it's like if you're going somewhere, it's probably once a year,
Mhm.
if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah. So early back to so the last time I was in the United States in 2018, I guess. Uh, and I hope there is a way to get a visa again, but I miss my friends.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. Toys on Tap interviews people all over the world, and when we have these, we're getting a glimpse into what it looks like that regardless of the world political climate,
Mhm.
like we get to see what it looks like on a first-hand basis of like you can't even get to a toy show, and that's really tough. Um, yeah. So, um, with all that in the chamber and all that surrounding you,
Mhm.
what's next for toy creation for you? What's coming next?
Oh, that's interesting. I built a little studio. I have a little patch of land outside of Moscow.
Mhm.
Did a little studio, so I will be uh, more active in creating new stuff. I have like 15 toys in different stage of production right now.
Mhm.
Uh, I have this like my daily practice of Tiny Black Flag that I hope this year will become a little brand for a characters as a lifestyle. So there will be not just the toys, but also little little things that's character based that might be used in day-to-day life. Um, Also, again, I cannot create just for myself.
Yeah,
I started this little like producing activities that called the character office
awesome.
when I'm helping new artists to come up with a character idea to build a world, and it's a tracking practice. I meet with several artists weekly, and we are tracking their project, their progress during the day. Also, I want to, uh, I cannot say license because there is no existing right owners for previous generations of Soviet toys. I want to reproduce some of them in different techniques, so they're not just aging pieces of plastic, but some new pieces of plastic.
What are the toys that are you want to produce? The old ones. Which ones are they?
Uh, Unfortunately, I'm not in my studio right now, and I cannot have the examples. But there was toy designers who created the character as the everyday projects. So there's like the little tourist figurine that, and his backpack used as a holder for pants, for example,
Oh,
or
how funny.
yeah, and or pieces of and a chess set that was made like little cosmonauts or astronauts if you're in the United States. Yeah,
Yeah.
and all those different pieces that no one has rights to anymore. So I can find the creator and have a deal to
Mhm.
recreate those. Also, I hope some of my um, overseas friends will agree to work with me on some of their characters that might be produced as a small batch resin release.
Mhm.
Uh, uh, that's it. And also my YouTube channel when I'm like telling the new generation of creators and collectors of sharing my perspective on how to form a collection, because I'm also a collector as well. How to form the collection, what to hunt for, how to recognize what you're into, and how to create your characters, what to look at, and it's pretty interesting times.
Yeah. What are I mean, as one of the last things, tell me about your collection. What are you collecting? Um, what are the things that you find now that the whole world is open? What are the
Yeah.
things that you're drawn to that you want sent to you or that you buy internationally?
I'm into minimalist characters
Okay.
and original characters as well. So I'm not a fan of any like specific property.
Mhm.
So I'm fan of the artists and I buy their stuff. Uh, these years, it's pretty much like the old stuff I'm trying to collect. So there was uh, some releases I missed when,
Mhm.
when I started, especially Japanese ones. I'm trying to collect those, like early Bounty Hunter stuff, early Secret Base stuff. Uh, I love kaiju, but it's hard for me to find the simplistic ones because people
Yeah.
trying to go over the top with their characters, but I prefer more like subtle character work, like what the Tim Biscup did with his Safubi is the like ideal type of characters for me. Also, there was a US producer, Critterbox,
Oh yeah.
uh, and I'm on a hunt to collect everything that was produced by them, because it's an ideal like representation of the scene to me. Like they work with the packaging, the sculptures is exquisite. The colors they used, like I have right at this moment I have like the 70% of what was produced by them, but I still have something to and also I love bear bricks, and I collect small ones. I have
Yeah.
over probably over several hundreds of them, uh,
Holy moly.
and I need to find a way to display them properly, but
Yeah.
that's it. And
That's
and
amazing. I'm looking around my collection
uh-huh,
because the way that you describe, there's a couple um that are more minimalist that I think are
mhm,
interesting. Slug Gum from
mhm.
Moss and Doll or Moss and M- Moss. I can't remember. Um,
Oh well.
uh-oh. They're in Australia. It's a couple,
Uh-huh.
and one of the characters Prawn Mouse. That's who it is. They
Uh-huh.
create a giant slug, and
Uh-huh.
it's just like very simplistic, but it's like the slug body with arms, and it's a kaiju.
Uh-huh.
Um, I'm very drawn to, I mean, anything that Mark Nagata produces, and so he has an eyes-on character that I'm really in love with.
Yeah,
Um,
I visited his studio a couple of times. I believe you will see him pretty soon. Send my
yeah,
regards.
he's tabling with us. We made a shirt for him in collaboration as
Uh-huh.
well. Um,
Oh, nice.
yeah, I don't know what it is about Mark. He can do no wrong. Um,
Okay.
yeah, there's all kinds of. I see all these kaiju creators at the shows and everything. One of the ones that I'm really interested in, I have one of their pieces is Nofubi.
Mm-hmm. I love
Dan,
it. Yeah, yeah. The
yeah,
koi fish. Uh-huh. Amazing.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The fish is. I have one of those. The one that I cannot wait for.
Mm-hmm.
He's only posted one picture of it. Is the worm.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's incredible. It's like just an earthworm, but it's giant, and it like each piece moves so that it can like become different.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I
Um,
guess I saw that one too.
that is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Sergey, as we close this out, the last part of the podcast is
Mm-hmm.
a part where you can plug everything that you want people to see, things that you want them to come by, anything. So please, please, please plug away.
Yeah, thank you. It's hard to talk about myself, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm Sergey Safonov. All over the place, all the social accounts you can find me is my name and surname, so Sergey Safonov. On Instagram, I'm pretty much active. I'm running my, again, YouTube channel that is in Russian, but you can turn on the subtitles and auto dub. It's not my voice, but it translates pretty accurately. So there's some interesting stories you might enjoy. And that's it. And on my website, there is a mail list. If you'll subscribe, I'm upgrading it gradually, because all those stories that I told you tonight, uh, I'm going to put them on the website, because unfortunately, it's very hard to keep track of everything in one place. And right now, I'm doing the archive on everything that I was did. And if my story is interested to you, so please subscribe to the my list.
Amazing. Sergey, thank you so much for coming on Toys on Tap.
Thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure.